What's going on, guys? Welcome to In the Zone. I'm your host, Garrison Roy, and today we're going to go on to a mental minute. But if you're unfamiliar with the different segments of the podcast of being in the zone, there's different zones that we go into. We have rants, where I kind of discuss more hot topics and things like that. Within maybe some things that you guys send me or I see myself, and we just kind of break it all down. We also have the full-length interviews or conversations that I have with other coaches, athletes, experts within the field and particular zones of the sport of baseball. And then also deep dive educational explorations into maybe just a little bit more in depth on a particular zone, or maybe some research articles or things like that where we're really getting nitty gritty into things. But again, check out the new text feature. You want to go to the show notes on whatever you're listening to. It says send a text. You can click that, and it's going to go to my platform on Buzzsprout. So it's not my direct number, but you guys can still submit things through there for anything that you want covered on the show. But without further ado, we'll get right into this one. And this one's going to be on stress, right? And how stress can be good or bad depending on your perspective. Again, mental minute of this is shifting that perspective of stress. Really, you need stress, right? If you think about it in physiological terms or in coaching terms, right? Like you need stress to adhere adaptation, right? To allow yourself to bounce back and get better. Now, there's overstressing, there's too much, right? And I think the word stress has a bad connotation to it sometimes, where people are just saying, hey, oh, I'm stressed, I'm this, I'm this. But you need to kind of go through hardship. You need to go through hard times, or you need to go through tough training in order to recover and bounce back. And that's what will yield great performance, right? There's a really awesome clip of Sean McVay with the Rams. I'm going to show you guys here that I think was an awesome depiction of this and what he thinks about stress. So go ahead and play that.
These guys to be fun, having fun. I want them to play free. I want them to be able to say, let's go cut it loose. Let's pull the pin. Let's not be afraid to fail. And it's like, if you're saying that, well, then you better have that same sort of vibe as a coach as well if you expect that out of your guys. And part of that is the confidence and being able to go for it. I think there's a difference between, hey, playing not to lose and then being able to go attack opportunities to win games. And so we want to be able to do that. We want to be able to, apply competitive opportunities in practice where, I think a lot of people look at the word stress in a bad way, Fred. Stress, man, you got to have stress, and then you got to be able to rest for growth to occur. But like stress is a positive thing. I've never gotten better from anything that came easy, or if you don't push yourself past those thresholds that, oh shit, this is uncomfortable. I want guys to be fun, having fun. I want them to play free. I want them to be able to say, let's.
That's it, right? So notice, and I've replayed that second part, I want guys to play free. So, as a perspective for this in the mental minute, and for you guys as the players to reflect on, is your practice more stressful than what you're doing in the games? And I'll pause for a moment. If it's not more stressful, then you cannot do what he just said a minute ago and play freely. Because if it's more stressful and you're just kind of coasting and there's nothing that's challenging you throughout the week, and your most stressful day is game day, or the day you're on the bump, or the day you're facing a hitter, you're kind of SOL, my man, right? Like you got to be able to challenge yourself, make that training a little bit harder, make that practice, make that bullpen a little bit more challenging. Again, there's a difference between over challenging or over stressing yourself, like throwing 50 plus pitch bullpens when you don't necessarily need to, or, maybe going up against a machine whenever you're in the box and it's cranking 100, but you're not going to face a guy that's 100. Maybe you just put that to be more breaking balls, right? Or if you're pitching, shrink the zone a little bit, right? Change it up to where if you're in a game, you have a bad umpire or you have something along those lines that's affecting your performance, you're going to be able to adapt and overcome that, right? You're going to be able to know, hey, my training, I've had all the confidence in the world in myself because I did everything that I could within the training to make sure that I got to the right point. In this point in time, I've done everything that I could to do X task. to field the ground ball, to do the PFP, to strike this guy out with my off speed, throw the 3-2 curveball, right? Whatever it might be. You have to have and instill that confidence in your brain, because that's the difference between wishful thinking and actually having the confidence. And this might be for another mental minute, but there is a fine line between just being straight cocky and not having any of the, actions back it up, and then confidence, right? There's a very fine line there. But if you're confident, hey, without a shadow of a doubt, I can do this. That's going to yield a whole lot more results in you winning and continuing to compound good outings, good ABs, good pitch count, right? Everything's just going to stack up. If you stack up more wins, your confidence is going to increase, and you're going to be able to go out there and dominate no matter how you feel, no matter who you face. Everything is going to be locked in. You're going to be in the zone as long as you can, right? And that's really the biggest thing for this, guys. For any of these mental minutes, I want you guys to know and learn how to get yourselves in the zone, get locked in, get in that flow state. Because everybody's different. They need to have something else, that maybe they have a different routine. Maybe they need to, practice a couple things, right? I saw this one thing where Jackson Holiday needed to play this golf game, right? And so the Orioles brought the golf game in, put it in the clubhouse, and he was able to play that right before, and he had a bomb because he just set a couple records on a few of the holes on the video game. And there's something to that, right? There's probably a mental focus that he's in when he's doing that. He's putting himself in a flow state beforehand, and then as soon as he gets into the game, whenever he hits, he's like, okay, cool. He doesn't think about it. He's not doming himself up, right? He's not out of the zone. He's not in that flow state. He's not feeling rigid. He's not forcing himself to think, or, you call it yipped up. You can call it, whatever you want. The opposite of what the zone is, right? This is where you guys can set yourselves apart. Yes, you can do different training. Yes, you can do, different types of reports and look and see how you're going to face your batters, plan ahead of time. But if you're not locked in and in the zone, your chances of succeeding are very, very low. But that's all I got for this episode. Hope you guys got a quick one for this mental minute. Be able to apply this anywhere you're at and stay in the zone.